What up? What up? What up? Let's see. Let's make sure I'm. There we go. Live. All right. All right. All right. Okay. How's everybody doing? Where's my sexy Chiefs at? Yeah, it's 6 p.m. Bro, I was gonna do this at 9:30, but admittedly, I had to go to Wally World, and some of y'all went with me to Wally World. I had about 6 of y'all with me at Wally World. Shout out to those on Discord. I love the redacted. For the people hitting me up asking me how the stock came out on the crink. There you go. That's how it came out. No. And I did answer you last time. Somehow the delay you didn't see it. Oh, my bad. Oh, so I didn't get to name. I'm sorry, man. I'll tell you what. We can. We'll figure something out. I got you. Aliens defeated. Okay. Oh, I got a question. Have any of you guys in chat ever shared one of our videos? I just ate some Texas BBQ rabbit. Nice, man. Didn't you say that you like breed rabbits, or was that someone else? Oh, thanks, Space Texan. I appreciate that, brother. Hell yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's one of the things. I thought it was you, John Rice. That's one of the things that. Thank you. Look at that. Right after the election fiasco, when Dugan went on a meta rant. Should have friend on his PC. Nice. I was just curious. Sharing helps break the algo big time. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Well, I mean, a lot of times we go for 3 hours, but what my intention is, and I haven't done this because when we started this, we had a specific plan: high speed, low drag, no editing, no BS. Like, put stuff out there, boom. Put info out there so people can become more independent, more self-sufficient, and leave it at that. If you have to watch 3 hours to get it, like, sorry, sometimes we go for an hour, 2, 3, right? But I am considering, and I'd love y'all's feedback on this. I'm considering taking, like, let's say, like, the stream with Brandon Herrera, taking up like the bits of, like, the little, like, 3, 5, 7, 10-minute videos, whatever, and throwing them out there so people can see the highlights, and then that may then attract them to watch the other videos. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's that what do you call them? AEG, airsoft electric G. Yeah, that's I can't actually. I mean, it is a crink because it's an AKS 74U with an 8.3-inch barrel. You do know being curious leads into parenthood. I know, trust me. Oh, you didn't join late. We just started because of Wally World. Yeah, so I may Dark Eclipse. Yeah, that'll go over real well. Yeah. I was tempted just to stay on Discord and just, like, My airsoft is electric G. I was tempted just to stay on Discord, but I love seeing y'all. Yeah, so I may do that, but to do that, I'd have to pull in and render a 3-hour video and edit it down to, it'd be a lot of work. And honestly, I'm already, like not sleeping very much. And well, all that doesn't matter. It's all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it where we left off. A little bit of it will be repeated, but I promise it'll be to your benefit. Milwaukee needs to make an 18V airsoft, an 18-volt airsoft. All right, hold on. And if any of you guys want the link to this, let me know. All right. Oh, Bacon. Thanks to who watched the 5-hour stream last night. Yeah, bro. I think it was like 3 in the morning when I got an alert, and I passed out last night at like 9 something. Woke up at like 10 something, and between like 10 and 2 was just kind of like going in and out, in and out, in and out. I was like, so I finally like crashed last night. Like my body was like, can't take any more. All right. Thank you, Bacon, for that. 2, 2, 3. You haven't missed much. Just getting started. All right, y'all, cool. Let's jump into it. Okay, so this question was perhaps the most interesting. I know we hit a little bit of it, but I find value in going over it again. And remember that when I am looking at this, I'm not looking at you guys or the comments. So I'll come back and go back through them. If you had 3 months to prepare, well, let me back up. Okay, so this story was a story from a gentleman in Bosnia that lived for a year of civil unrest and SHTF, WROL, whatever you want to call it. And we'll call him Selko, because that's what his username was in the survivalist board. Okay, so where we left off, if you had 3 months to prepare today, what would you do? If I had an extra 3 months to prepare, probably run overseas. Joke. Okay, now I'm very well aware of how things can go very bad in a very short period of time. So I have food, hygiene, energy, etc. Supply for 6 months. I live in an apartment with some improved security. I have a house with shelter in a village some 5 miles from my apartment. In that house, I also have a supply for 6 months. So that's a full year if he has to bug out to the second location. I love that, plan too. But it's a possibility that that second location could become compromised and raided, depending on where your preps are. That's a village, small community. Most of them are my relatives. Most of them are prepared, so that would help with that. They learned that from war. I have 4 kinds of what's called firearms with 2,000 rounds for each. Sorry, cannot go into details. Laws are different here for rifles, so that means he has rifles. I have a big garden with that house and some good knowledge about gardening and farming. That's huge. Remember, we talked about skills will be your food, right? Skills will be how you eat. I think I have knowledge on how to smell trouble. Okay, so this is like his awareness, right? When everybody is saying that everything is going to be fine, somehow that everything is going to fall apart. I think I have strength to do everything that it takes to keep me and my family alive. Because when everything is going to shit, be sure you are going to do some bad things to save your kids. You don't want to be a hero. You want to survive with your family. I'm a nurse, also, paramedic by the U.S. standards, and I'm willing to learn from all of you. One man survivor, no chance. I don't necessarily agree with him on this, but obviously he has more experience in this than me personally. Okay, it is my opinion. No matter how well armed and prepared, at the end you're gonna die. I've seen that many times. Family groups or closest friend with a lot of preparing and lots of different knowledge, I believe, is the best. What items should we stockpile? All right, before I go on, let me go back to the comments here. Everyone, make sure you acknowledge Gertrude. Yeah, Selko Bijovic. What's up, Matt Telhart? Yeah, I forgot to say hello to everyone. What's up, Sport Brandy? What's up, Matt Telhart? What's up, Bacon? What's up, John Rice? What's up, Suga? Gertrude? Everyone show Gertrude some love. He needs his ego stroked every now and then. Space Texan. Game over. Redacted. Crack the Zero, John Doe, Just Your Average Goy, John Morris, Winterscoot, and let's just say that's about it. Opie, what's up, Opie? What's up, Opie? What up, Opie? You guys remember when Opie died in Sons of Anarchy? Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst. Okay, back to it. What items should we stockpile? Well, it depends. I guess if you stock only one thing, you're not going to survive. Unless you want to survive like a robber, then you only need a gun and lots of ammo. I believe besides ammo, food, hygiene, and energy, things like batteries, etc. You need to focus on small things for trade, pocket knives, lighters, flints. Also, lots of alcohol, the kind that can stay long. I mean, stuff like whiskey and that does not, it's not important what kind. You can have the cheapest kind. It is a very good thing for trade for desperate times. So, guys, right now, you can get, a $5, like, not a fifth, whatever they call it now, um, you know, like the cheap booze, right? All of us could stock booze on the side, right? I started buying cigarettes, and I haven't smoked for a decade. And then what I do is ask for a pack of free matches with them, and literally tape the pack of matches to the pack of cigarettes. Those things, yeah, that'll be worth something. Plus, if I can't charge my vape, then I may grab a pack of cigarettes. Let's see. Also, a lack of hygiene things killed a lot of people. I've seen that. You're going to need to have some simple things, like, for example, a lot of garbage bags. I mean, a lot. There are many uses for that, and a lot of duct tape. Many, many uses for that. By the way, for duct tape, if y'all get the T-Rex tape, this is the same cost as a roll of duct tape, and it has like 3 times more. And this stuff is good. I actually turned some level 3 soft armor into level 4 rifle plates, and I used that tape to put them together. And that's what's remaining after duct taping the piss out of those plates. In case of weapon, keep it simple. I mean, now I always carry a Glock 45 with me because I like that gun, but it is not a usual gun and a usual caliber here. So I also have 2 7.62 Tokarev pistols hidden because almost everybody has that gun here and a lot of ammunition. So think about that. So every time we come up with the AK is better, ARs are better, or whatever, that little fight we have. Or 9 mils better, 40 cal. I like 45. I like 357 sig. Use what is prolific. You can have something else, right? Like you can. I was just talking with Loki. He has an AK. That's a dope. Also have ARs, right? And he does. Well, I don't want to put him out. My bad. But you know what I'm saying? Like have several ARs, then you deserve the right to have an AK. But I mean, in the end, if an AK is all you got, then that's all you got. But in my opinion, I would say use what's prolific. I don't like the Kalashnikov, but here there's that rifle in every third house or so. So that would mean that that's one of those rifles that he couldn't talk about that he likely has. Most of the time, I collect my water from the roof in 4 big barrels during the war, then cooked it to disinfect it. We also had a river in that town, too polluted, but if you uh, can't choose, then I don't think I'm an expert. I'm here to learn. I guess it depends how far you're going to go to survive with your actions. You need to be prepared to do some ugly things. Oh, yes, it changed my perspective on life. I know now that bad things can happen. And on more important, and one more important thing, actually, I believe is most important. I don't anymore believe government and authority, not at all. When they really are doing their best to assure you that everything is going to be fine, you can be sure that something bad is happening. Do not just believe, research. Interesting. Oh, we did go through a little more of this. Is hopefully this isn't too repetitive for you guys. Let me go back. I can share the link of the article. Hang on. Oh, man against the masses. Oh, fuck. Sorry, Apache Wolf. I ruined Sons of Anarchy for Apache Wolf. It's hard to keep booze around. Yeah. I can get through anything and survive. I was forced to watch Ricky Lake movies in the 90s every day for a year. If I can get through that, I can get through anything. True that. Intense. Yeah, I heard Mr. In Between was good. Dude, I've had the original Red Dawn on repeat the last few nights. Fucking dopeness. Oh, yeah. Question: what kind of whiskey do you guys stock up on? Evan Williams back here. Or Evan Williams Black here. I also recommend aluminum duct tape. Yeah, this stuff. Oh, if I wasn't on a recorded stream. If you're on Discord, and well, I guess it's all the same. Yeah, ask me about tape later. Okay. I know I shouldn't have said anything, but there are things that you can do layering tape that are highly effective at making things quiet. Seagram's whiskey is moderately priced. Whiskey comes in a plastic bottle and is good too. I have noticed that whiskey or booze that are in plastic bottles evaporate faster than booze that are in glass bottles. Yeah, man, for sure. Happy to share it with you guys. Cut myself so many times with it too. What? What are you cutting yourself with? Yeah, aluminum tape is the shit. My email is, let's see if anyone put it in. Oh, damn, nobody put my email in? Come on, y'all. Come on, baby. Now someone's going to try to beat me to it. There you go. Okay. All right, let me get back to it. So again, some of it's going to be a little repetitive, but I think we'll find value in this. Okay. I believe in some point this discussion has gone in the wrong way. And no, I'm not offended. Everybody has a right for their opinion. So here's a few of my opinions. It was a civil war. Yes, there's a great influence of religion. But somebody mentioned, what did you do to people of other religions? Well, in my family, there are people with different religious beliefs. So what do you mean with that? I'll try to explain to you simply. It was an attack. It was an attackers and defenders situation, I guess. A lot of switching sides. Civil war. War ended without winners. It ended with a truce, thanks mostly to the U.S. It was the wrong war, wrong reasons. I did not fight for religion or ethnicity. I fought to keep my family and myself alive. For the last 15 years, we've had peace. We live with people who used to be our enemies. Ooh, awkward. Oh, hold on. Uh, I do not want to have war and enemies again because of ethnicity or religion or any other reason. Please do not try to generalize anything about that war. There was not good and there was not a good and bad side. We all suffered and we all try to live together again. And yes, every side did bad things, and every side had both good and bad guys. I'm here for one and one reason only: survival. I want to learn. See, man, I love this dude already. I'm going to find him. I will find you, and I will interview you, and I can share some useful stuff with you. I don't think about your religious beliefs, your ethnicity, or your political opinion. Few words about my city before the war. It was a usual Bosnian town, normal life, decent people, schools, theaters, parks, college, airport. Crime rate was very low. Town, like most of the smaller towns in the US, I think. I was a young man, just like any of you, maybe. Now, very important, think. I am not here to discuss about war reasons or sides, religion, or anything similar. Thanks to the war in my town, it was a real shit hit the fan situation, and we can discuss only about that. Only that is important. You have a lot of internet pages. You can learn everything about the war, and you can choose the side if you want. Okay, that's it. About survival. I don't think about other people on this forum, but I have a lot of alcohol stacked up now. At the beginning of the war, tank grenades smashed front wall of a small distillery, an alcohol factory, close to my house. So we took something around 500 liters of whiskey, essentially. Um, it was great stuff for trading. People used alcohol a lot. Desperate times, I think. We also used it for disinfection. About hygiene, cups, plates, paper, plastic, you're going to need a lot. I know we did not have it at all. My opinion that hygiene things is more important maybe than food. You can easily shoot a pigeon. If you have a grandmother, she may know some edible plants on the nearest small hill, in my experience, but you cannot shoot hand sanitizer. Water purifying pills, all kinds of cleaning stuff, sanitizers, soap, bleach, gloves, mask, all disposable. Take very good care of first aid training. See, Matt Telhart, thank you, brother. Learn how to treat smaller cuts, burns, or even a gunshot wound. There is no hospital. Even if you found a doctor somewhere, he probably does not have any meds, and you don't have stuff to pay him. Bam. If you think doctors are like, cash clinics now, you just wait. Let me check on comments real quick. Heath, thank you, brother. What are your thoughts on the Delton M4 rifle kit in 5.56? So I don't have any personal experience with the Delton. However, what I'm aware of is that it is a more inexpensive, um, like maybe mid-tier, mid-grade quality rifle. But honestly, if you can build or put together any rifle right now and then have a nice barrel, a nice bolt carrier group, everything else is, not as important. Um, but I don't have a lot of experience with the Delton. I'm sorry about that. Apache Wolf says he has a Delton laying around, so that's what's up. Let me see. I've only got 3 rifles: a 16-inch 300 Blackout, a 24-inch 6.5 Creedmoor, and a 16-inch 12.7/42. What? And a 16-inch 12.7/42. What's that? And 2 16-gauge shotgun. Hopefully, if shit hits the fan, I got the right calibers. I'm gonna tell you, man. 5.56 is going to be more important than that 300 Blackout. If you had like thousands and thousands of rounds in the 300 Blackout, I'd say you're safe. But I mean, it's what you got is what you got. So I mean, stack up on ammo. The do runner. Yeah, it's just the timing, man. If I were to start at 9:30, there'd be a lot more people in here, but it's all good. Hold on, let me find where did I leave off? Okay. I stock a lot of stuff, even junk. You never know it can be made into something useful. Hell yes. Always think from an engineering perspective. Like, what could I make with this? What could I turn it into? What could it become? Stash your plastic to be able to make fuels. A lot of people hit me up asking for the PDF on how to recycle plastics to make gasoline. So that's dope. I'm glad that other people are looking into that. Sport brand pro tip: get some activated charcoal and put it in a cheap coffee maker. Then pour the bottom shelf booze in the machine and run it over the charcoal. Smooths it out. 5 times is equal to Grey Goose. Yeah, I've heard of charcoal filtering cheap booze. Not a bad rifle. Bolt carrier was not mil spec, as in not an M16, but it was okay. It's a 50 cal. Oh, okay. I live in Western New York and can't find 308 rounds for the life of me. Sucks. Bro, trust me, it's not just New York, man. It's all over. I upgraded the BCG and one of my rifles for that reason. Hell yeah. A lot of times when you buy a rifle, and this could be for you too, Heath, when you buy a rifle that is more like, if I buy a PSA upper or something like that, the first thing I do is replace the gas tube with a more reputable company's gas tube, because that is your failure point on the rifle, right? Like, that's where it's going to burn up. So if you buy that kit for 450, Heath, then buy, a BCM gunfighter bolt carrier group or something of the like, a CMMG, spikes, BCM, whatever, even like an LWRC gas tube, something nice, and replace it and run an A post front sight if you can. I know I got a bunch of stuff that does not have an A post front sight gas block. I also got a lot of stuff that does. 450 for that kit isn't bad. What's up, 1663? Yeah, those M&P sport rifles are dope. Remember, 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is parts. Really? So I don't know about a nitride gas tube, and what I mean by that is, like, I actually don't know. Every single other gas tube is like polished steel, so I don't know if, like, giving one like a salt bath nitride finish is gonna, you know, increase the heat tolerance or decrease the heat tolerance. I literally don't know. That's what's up, man. 450 for a kit. What all comes with the kit? Basically everything except the lower. I would hop on that quick because you know, with what's going on, and I was gonna do love you too, Bill. With everything going on, I was gonna do a stream on the AFT leak that came out. Nice. Getting everything but the lower for 450 is a good deal. Like that little 10.5 inch Frankenstein AR that I showed y'all not too long ago, I put like 470 into, and I put it together with everything from, LWRC, CMMG, spikes, arrow, and PSA, you know. So, all right, let me get back to this. What armors kits should I be looking for? Hold on, where'd it go? Oh, it's a knockoff Beowulf. Okay. Whatever you feel comfortable with, brother. I mean, I'd say get something and think of the most popular, most prolific firearms that are across the United States. An AR-15 that takes, standard PMags or AR mags, Stenag mags, make sure that they take purple ones. Okay, it's very important. Okay, and AKs in 7.62 by 39, and Glocks in 9mm. Like shit like that. Like the most prolific shit is what you want. And if you can't get your hands on that stuff, and if you have other things, then focus on stacking as much ammo as possible. Like if I only had a 300 blackout right now, I would be stacking ammo like crazy. You also are going to want to stack. I know y'all are going to make fun of me, but you're going to want to stack as much of this as possible, because guess what? As soon as those new EOs hit with the importation restrictions, guess what's going to be completely gone? And guess what is not going to be coming over here? And right now, compared to other ammo, it's cheap. And if you run guns, like I have a SIG 5.56 SBR that runs through steel like an AK. It's a nice piston-driven system that runs just like an AK, and my 5.56 crank right there will eat it too like crazy. And obviously the 7.62 by 39 shit, I'm just gonna run through, my ARs. An old SAR one I got for $350 back in the day. And is it not sorry? All right, sorry. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Just paid about $500 total for a Glock 19 chambered in 22 LR off eBay. The lower is a PF 940C I got off P80. That's what's up. And sadly, no more brown, silver, golden bear. Yeah, I wouldn't rock the. Oh, bro, I've done most of my P80 builds were off of eBay. The only thing I didn't get off of eBay was the lower. And I still got these. So for any YouTube mods that are watching this, like YouTube mods, not my mods, YouTube mods, what I'm going to show are not firearms. They're just components. I still got these two builds that I have to crank out. This is going to be the Filipino backyard build, and this is going to be the sexy one. So I'll give you guys an update on those when I do those, and I'll tell you what, I'll do eBay. I'll do eBay builds for both of those. How about that? Okay, getting back to it. Yeah, it's a SLR 106 UR. That's that right there. I took off, even though this bad boy is like the most comfortable folding stock. Like these are remarkable stocks that Arsenal made, which now you can get on PSA, funny enough. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Someone just sent me a PDF of Selko's book. Oh, yeah. Full complete slides, or are you talking about complete slides? I wouldn't get a complete slide because they're like highway robbery. Get a completely stripped slide. You can get them for, depending on how Gucci you want to go, $150 to $250. Or if you want to go super duper Gucci and get like a Zev, you can go well beyond that. You could spend $400 or $500 just on a slide if you want. But there are, you know what? Talk to Goy. I walked Goy through building damn near a Gucci P80 for like $5 something. So, all right, let me get back in this, guys. Sorry, I don't want to get too sidetracked. People are probably leaving because they're like, why y'all talking about guns? Okay. Learn how and when to use antibiotics and have it a lot. Now, in these other countries, they don't restrict antibiotics like they do here. Interesting how they do that in the US. Believe me, with good knowledge and good amount of meds, you are going to be rich. About gold and silver. Yes, me personally gave all my gold for ammunition in that time, but it was not worth too much. Yeah, I mean, what's that metal going to do for you, right? I mean, with silver, you actually can do things like purify water with and whatnot, but if you can trade it for something else, I would. About pets, I did not have them. I did not notice a lot of pets at the time. Did somebody eat them? I don't know, probably. About small family, not good. Usually, a few smaller families get together in the biggest house and stay together, all relatives, like in his case. Small family or single man, not good for survival in a town of shit hit the fan. Maybe in the wilderness, I don't have experience in that. Even if you stay low profile, hidden in your house with lots of food, etc., sooner or later the mob will come, and you have maybe one or two guns, very hard. I agree with low profile policy. It is very important not to attract people with anything. But when they come, you need to have numbers, people, and guns. Best people is your family. About moving through the city, always nighttime, as I mentioned, never alone. 2 to 3 men, very fast, never attract with anything. Look like everybody else. If most folks look desperate, poor, dirty, you need to look the same. There's no need that everybody knows you have food or that you have a good amount of food, ammo, clean clothes, and everything else back at home. Look and act like everybody else. Hell yeah. Dude, because when people are literally like dying of thirst and hunger, and they see somebody with clean clothes and, a fair skin complexion with their nails cut, and I mean, the smallest details, your hands are clean, right? Like, the smallest things people will notice, and you will be a mark. You will be a victim. Okay, when somebody attacks you or your family, then you need to show that you are very ready. I never walked in big groups. In that time, in that situation, big group is a gang. Now, this is all my experience. It was then. I did a lot of mistakes. I'm not an expert. I'm here just like any of you to learn and share. For example, I don't know too much about wilderness survival. I'm here to check it. Oh, yes, a few things to the Sadoy. My wife is a different ethnicity, and she is also a Catholic. I am not. And to answer you, no, I am not going to shoot her. What happened to those who died? Where did people get firewood? Well, whoever died or got killed in that period did not get a proper funeral. Folks used every piece of free land close to the house for burial, sometimes even in the garden. 2 to 3 city parks turned into graveyards. After war, most of them were exhumed and properly buried. Damn, that's some real shit right there. There was nothing like burning bodies or anything similar, as far as I know. Oh, one more interesting thing about fire. Some people used to go a few miles during the night only to find fire somewhere so they can fire a piece of wood and bring it home and start a fire for cooking or heating. Damn. So they would walk miles like with a piece of wood, light the piece of wood on fire, and then walk back with it just to be able to light a fire to make food or something. Damn. Lighters and matches were really precious, and most of the folks did not have enough firewood to keep always fire. For most of the people, it was constant search for something: fire, wood, food, ammo. Was salt valuable? It was valuable, yes, but not too much. For example, coffee or cigarettes were worth much more. What about cigarettes? I had a lot of alcohol, as I mentioned before. I traded almost everything without any problem. Let me say it like this. Consumption of alcohol was probably 10 times more than the normal time, not to mention cleaning and disinfection. On the other side, you made a very good point. If you have money and time and you have a storage, it is probably better to store cigarettes or candles and batteries for trade or food. I was not a prepper at that time. We did not have time to prepare. A few days before shit hit the fan, politicians on TV stated that everything was fine. When the sky fell down, we just took what we could. Tell us more about cooking and the foods you were able to prepare. Were you concerned about the smell getting around and alerting people that there was food over there? That's fire. I'm about to read that. Hold on. What's up, Fur Child? Let me go back up here. Yeah, somebody just sent me a PDF of his book, man. Didn't look to see who it was, but good looks. Thank you. They do have a P80 for the G43. It's called the PF9S for single stack. You can find them. And you could even take like a slide off of a 43X and build a 43 with it, or whatever. But they don't have a P80 for a 43X. That would be fire. Okay. I'm done buying arms for a little bit. I know, bro. Me too. I keep ending up with stuff. I'm like, oh, I got two 19s to build and a strip lower receiver. Like, I might as well, I swear, every time I see P80, it makes me try to think of what pursuit plane from World War II that would be. Yeah. Just like I told you about, Dark, we got to teach people to make the fire, dog. I know. Carry the fire. Howdy doody, brothers. Love you guys. Love you too. Bimetal bullets from steel case ammo are actually the most wear-inducing component. The rifling in your barrel will get worn out from steel case before the bullet chamber suffers. Small mess kit would be, yeah. Mess kits, I would hoard. I mean, for like $4, you can get a thing of paper plates, like 500 paper plates, right? What people don't think about is like not only eating, right? Okay, so paper plates, let's get some plastic forks, spoons, knives, whatever. Okay, that's cool. Well, what's it gonna feel like in that moment, right? You're gonna feel like you're just surviving. So why don't you get some, nice plates, and why don't you get some of the silverware that looks like metal silverware, right? It's disposable. It's trash. You can just get rid of it, right? Get the dehydrated mac and cheese for your kids, right? Get, chocolate. Like, get things that are going to be morale boosters. Get coffee. Get anything that is going to change the way that you feel in moments of just extreme anxiety and fear. And like, I got a 4-year-old, dude. Like, if we were just think like that, okay? That's all I want to say. Told myself the damn thing, same thing. Came home with a P365 last week. Nice, man. But you're right, most people won't shoot that much. We're talking about the future. Yeah. I don't know. So that's a whole nother thing. Morale is everything for those situations. Absolutely. You got to remember that what you feel like in those moments, what your family feels like in those moments, do they feel comfort? Do they feel taken care of? Do they feel a sense of normalcy? Well, hold on. So there's a difference, though, DB. Those were designed to shoot steel, right? So I'm not saying don't shoot steel in your AR. I would tell you, shoot steel in your AR. Don't shoot steel in your shitty AR, right? Like, don't shoot steel in your Delton AR or your Poverty Pony AR. All right, I'm getting off track, man. Let me get back here. Okay, so this is interesting to me because if you've really thought through like a WROL SHTF situation, you've thought about like, okay, I'm going to be eating good, right? Okay, so you got your little MREs. I'll give this example right here. Okay. So let's say let's say you live in an apartment complex, right? And you and 5 of your family members have these, okay? This is rice and chicken. If you've ever, you only need a few mags for a guerrilla type engagement. Yeah, that's why I like the setup is six mags, one in the gun, right? If you need more than that, then you need to be evading, right? Like it depends on what you're running into, but if you have a small group of people and all of y'all have six on your carrier and one in the gun, and you have, your sidearm with another, whatever, that's another thing. But I want you to think about this, okay? Even this survival food right here, okay? This is the rice and chicken. If you've ever taken this super hot boiling water and poured it in here, and switched it around, and mixed it on up, and whatever, and then after that, like 15 minutes has gone by, who really waits 15 minutes though, right? All right. Go light on the water because they recommend way too much water in these. And then you open it back up, and that smell from just one of these rice and chicken will fill up a room. Now you imagine you and 5 of your family members got a few of these cracking open. That whole place is gonna smell like literally like you're making food for the fucking neighborhood. Okay? So you have to think about like what you were going to do to and this is kind of what the reason I'm saying this is because this is the next thing to discuss. But like in my mind, I was like, what are you going to do to hide the odor of food, right? If you're cooking a steak, like I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. Coincidence? Yeah, Mountain House is good shit. All right, sorry, I'm reading comments. All right, let me go back. Okay, about cooking. Before the shit hit the fan, I used in my house electricity for both cooking and heating. So when everything started, I traded some stuff for kind of old wood stove. Nice. See? That wood stove, man. I put it in the kitchen and fixed an exhaust pipe. Hell yeah. Through a hole in the wall. I use that for cooking and heating. Bro, that that right there saved him and his family's life. A wood burning stove, which you can purchase right now, and either yourself or a contractor set up a fucking exhaust system for it. All right, sorry. Getting a little passionate over here. During the summer, I cooked in my backyard, a walled fence, brick, luckily. Another thing that likely saved him. Concerning the smell of the food, I'll try to picture the situation. No electricity, no running water, sewage off for months, dead bodies in ruined houses, grime and mess. Believe me, it was very hard to smell something nice. Oh, okay, well, that's interesting. So if you're in yeah, okay. It was not like in the movies. It was ugly, dirty, and smelly. Yes, I had a few problems because of cooking, only a few. But as I said before, enough people, properly armed, and with will to defend you, with will to defend, and you can manage most of the problems with that. Yeah, probably situation would be different in the wilderness. I ate mostly some kind of pancakes with local herbs. Does not require cooking oil and too much firewood. And of course, everything what I could get in trade. Rice was good to eat, not too much firewood for that. I think I had luck. Only a few times I ate funny things like pigeons. I always had something to trade. I guess that saved me. And guns, of course. Why would the night be safer than daytime, outside of the obvious of being easier to hide at night? But were the gangs more out during the days? Also, why only small groups of 2 to 3? What happened to larger groups? Why would you have to go out at night? For instance, where were you going and why? How did you handle the mob situation when they came for you or your family? You mentioned trading for bullets, etc. How much shooting were you doing during that time, and how much ammo did you have or would have liked to have? How were you able to determine who was an enemy and who wasn't? How did you manage to get out there, trade with people, and when and where? What fortifications did you do to your home, and what kind of guard or protections did you have in place? Finally, how did you avoid snipers? What precautions did people take against them? So he had said that the street to the trade place, it was like a farmer's market, but people like traded openly, was a sniper's alley. So, from what I understood from the guy that I spoke to that was able to watch an interview with this guy, Selko, um, people would go get their, whatever, buy a bag of food or buy bag of canned food and be walking home and get shot in the face. And then people would come scavenge the body and then take the stuff and leave. They were that desperate. So, and he referenced earlier in this, he said that the straightaway road to the farmer's market thing, we'll call it, he called Sniper's Alley. God, my streams are so professional. Dude, if you guys have ever eaten for like freeze-dried food, Mountain House is like a game changer. But think of this. It is designed to back you up, to constipate you, so you do not, expel the food as quickly and easily. Okay? So if you go ham on that shit, you're gonna get a little uncomfortable because and it's designed that way because you're gonna be burning more calories. You're gonna be running harder, working harder. You're gonna be chopping wood. You're gonna be scavenging. You're gonna be up for 20 hours a day. Hunger is the greatest seasoning. Wow, hell yes. Yeah, Mountain House is where it's at. We'll be testing freeze-dried food during our backcountry camping trip next month. Dude, I'm happy to test freeze-dried food. It's in my opinion, Mountain House is one of the best. Chris Carter, was that your email of the book, the PDF? I didn't want to say the name. Yeah, dude, Mountain House makes you feel like literally completely like you're eating normal food. Like, oh, and also if you got kids, get a bunch of these, man. Big ass things of mac and cheese, like they're bigger than my head. And these, I think I'm dropping everything tonight. MG42 guy down in Florida. No, I don't think I saw that yet. I'll take a look at it. If you got kids, man, mac and cheese, dude, chocolate, all that stuff. The only thing is so my daughter has a peanut allergy. So I got to make sure that any preps that I have, are not only do they not contain peanuts, but also not made in a factory where, peanuts are also processed and they're not may contain, and they're also not, made in cross-contaminated, made in a factory that, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So I got to be extra cautious with my preps. Oh, thank you, Google. I appreciate you, brother. Then Chris Carter, somebody send the Discord to. Actually, I'll send it here shortly. I'm gonna have to send it from my device to myself to email it and then drop it in. Actually, hold up. You know what? I don't usually do this, but I'll drop it in chat. Who cares? If we get some infiltrators, then it is what it is. Oh, I may need to log in as my other self. I'm putting it in the chat for y'all. Oh, hold on. Oh, sauerkraut is terrible. Oh, dang. We're at almost 1,300 subs, man. Thanks, guys. Yeah, don't have kids. Man, imagine having a pregnant wife and delivering a newborn in your living room with an AR slung on your back and a WRO. I know, man. It's crazy. I, just like Jesus. Yeah, it's crazy. I know. But you know what? Like, what? Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to. Did that link drop, or did that link not drop? Of course not. YouTube killed it. Dang it. All right, hold on. My channel. I'm live right now. All right, hold on. Boom. There y'all go. There's the cord of the disc. And all y'all infiltrators going, come on in now. I'll tell you what. All right. Don't want kids growing up in the shitstorm. Not that I have the patience for them anyways. Bro, here's what I'll tell you, man. Having kids will change your father mucking life like so much. I mean, like, it's funny. I remember when I had my daughter, I was like, what in the world did I used to do with my extra time and money? Like, just bought 30 acres in Southwest Florida. Hell yeah, dude. Fifth generation native, but I've been on the water in the suburbs trying to get more self sufficient. Bro, Chris Carter, good for you, man. 30 acres, that is what's up. Yeah, we can definitely get down and I mean, honestly, you can go back through and watch most of our videos and shit, you can be, living with a pond and beehives and fucking like dude, you could like set up a wild court on 30 acres for real. All right, let me get back on this. Okay, first, almost nobody were out during the day because of snipers. Line of defense was very close. So whatever you have to do, you do it during the night. Trade something, look for firewood. I can express how much this was important in town and hard. Looking for anything, check somebody, go to hear news, very, very important. A lot of people got killed because they go somewhere just to see what's happening or what's new. See, these mofos get bored and try to go out and hear the neighborhood gossip and get frickin' a canoe installed in their forehead. Already explained, you can stay home and die of hunger and cold, or even infection of some small wound, or go out and risk your life. Try to find, trade, anything useful. I did have situations concerning my house only. It is no need for too much details. We had more firepower and a brick wall. Damn. Also, we had something like street watch. People from my street were good, organized in case of gangs. Now there were a lot of shootings. There was pretty much shooting in town. There was pretty much shooting in town. I did not have enough weapon at the beginning. One rifle and one pistol. World War II pistol, maybe 100 bullets. Later, I traded some things for more rifles and ammo. Remember, I gave a car battery for 2 rifles. Okay, so this is one of the things that I heard. He traded a car battery for 2 rifles. So somebody could have electricity, maybe electricity if the car battery was charged. He got 2 rifles. I also was told that he traded, this may be in the book, that he traded a pillowcase like full of handguns, probably like 4 or 5, maybe 6 handguns, for a pack of big lighters or a pack of lighters. So just saying, depending on your situation, depends on which item is more important to you. How much ammo? A lot, as much as you can. Most of the time, you're not able to determine who is the enemy or friend. Expect my family and a few real friends. Everybody else is a potential enemy. It's a good outlook to have. When your friend must choose between his child's death and your death, guess who is going to choose? I think he meant lose. Rumors. Somebody tells you that some old guy a few blocks away has some cans and he's looking for ammo or whatever. You go there. As I say, you are always looking for something. Some people would come in my street as traders with some goods. There was something like Trade Street during the night. Actually, it was a big ruins of sports center. You could go over there and look for something or offer something, but it was not controlled by anyone, so it was too dangerous. It was primitive, pretty much. Brick wall around house, bags of sand on windows and doors. Over the bags, we use whatever you can. Big pieces of metal, stones. Inside the house, we put all kind of stuff on windows. Only small opening left for a rifle. Always 5 members of family ready for fight. One always outside on the street, hidden. Stone Age situation. To avoid snipers, we stay home at day. It was not so much night snipers. Even during the night, we never walked openly in the streets if we can avoid that. Always shortcuts through ruins, fast and quiet. What was your bathroom situation? Where did you go? Did you have anything to wipe with? Sorry to ask such personal questions, but this is something that I've wondered about this type of shit situation. We use a shovel and any piece of land close to the house. It sounds dirty, and it is dirty. Washing with collected rainwater, sometimes go to the river. Most of the time, that was too dangerous. Most of the time, we did not have toilet paper. Even if we had it, I traded it. It was a bad situation all the time. If I can give some advice, first to prep is a weapon and ammo. Then everything else, I mean everything, depends how much money and space you have. If you forget something, no problem. There's always somebody ready for trade. But if you forget guns and ammo, then you may not be able to get to the trading places. I do not see big family or group of really good friends as mouths to feed. I see them as more guns and strength. There you go. It is in people's nature to adapt. Okay, so he's talking about taking care of other people like family and also, very close friends like family. He didn't look at them as another mouth to feed. He looked at them as muscle, manpower, another gun, right? Like that's a great outlook to have. And if you don't have the mindset and the outlook of providing for others and a sense of community, not to a foolish extent, right? Just to the extent of like I am okay. I can put myself aside. I can take a little L to give someone something that will change their day, their week, their month, their life, right? Always come from a place of gratitude and abundance. Always. Um, And keep it simple and use common sense. In the first period, weak people vanished, others would fight. Go with a small thing lighters, candles, flints. It is a great idea to have fuel generators, electrical generating unit, but I think it's a better idea to have 1,000 Bic lighters. Fuel generator is great, but in a shit at the fan scenario in town, it is going to attract a whole army. 1,000 Bic lighters don't take too much space. Cheap, you can always trade it for something. Real shit hit the fan scenario demands completely change of normal mindset. Hard to explain. I'll try through examples. Go back to comments. Fire important to caveman. Oog. Dark, you already put it in there, 12 o'clock. Oh, I didn't see. I didn't see my post. It's hiding my post from me. That's crazy. I thought YouTube took it out. Yeah, I don't see it's not showing me. Maybe I'm in top chat. Maybe that's why. No, it should show me everything. Oh well. I don't know. Don't care. 9.50 a pound hard shell lobster boat price here. Man. Many I know are having to dig wells. I encourage all to help. If you want to help them, I'll pass your info on. You might want to be careful with your girlfriend. I've heard horror stories of guys that partnered up with horse girls. What? What am I missing in chat, y'all? I just want Shoddy the Chambers Bic lighters. I know, right? All right, let's get through this, y'all. How easy or hard was it to get weapons after the shit hit the fan? And what could you trade for weapon and ammunition? I remember you saying a car battery for a rifle. It was actually a car battery for 2 rifles. And where would I go to find people who trade in weapons? Dang, that's interesting. You're right. After the war, every house here had a weapon from the war. And yes, police did some actions to take illegal weapons from the population. Of course they did. Depends from man to man, I guess. A lot of people find ways to hide their weapons somewhere just in case. Guys, PWEDC, I'm telling you, get that chopper up there. I also have legal weapons, a license, and authority here have something they call it temporary collecting. It says something like, in case of unusual event, riots, unrest, etc., government have right to temporarily collect all legal weapons. Dang. So I keep always in mind that, and I acted like some people. Hmm. You know, some people have legal weapon for everyday carry. I have a Glock 45 and a Taurus 38, but some people with legal weapons also have illegal weapons hidden somewhere just in case the shit hit the fan. Temporary collecting. It's not hard to get a weapon and shit hit the fan if you have good stuff for trade. But other thing is important. First days of shit hit the fan is worst in terms of chaos and panic. Maybe you're not going to have time to get a gun, and to be unarmed in chaos, panic, and riots is bad. In my case, man needed a car battery for radio, I think, and he had some extra rifles, so we traded. What about medical care for people who were shot or became injured? Wounds were mostly gunshot wounds, of course, without specialists and everything else. If wounded, managed to find doctors somewhere, he had like a 30% chance to live. Again, it is not a movie. Mostly they died. A lot died even from minor cut infections. I had antibiotics maybe for 3 to 4 treatments. Of course, for my family only. Simple things kill people. Diarrhea can kill you in a few days without meds and rehydration. Fluid therapy intravenously. Especially small kids. Lots of fungal skin diseases and food poisoning. We could not do too much. Basically, we treated diseases mostly with local herbs, and if you had a wound, put rakia on it and try to find antibiotics somewhere. That's the whiskey. So I was good. You guys remember we talked about like going to the pet store and getting antibiotics for pets, fish, things like that, because of how highly they're regulated. But I've heard that you can purchase antibiotics on the interwebs. I just haven't done that. So I was good at fixing wounds in terms of emergency help, but longer procedure, bad prognosis. What I learned, hygiene again, and a lot of meds, especially antibiotics. You need to learn how to treat a lot of stuff. Go online, finish some training, EMT maybe, first aid, etc. And shit hit the fan, things are different. Learn how to open IV, when to use certain drugs or antibiotics. Get yourself anti-tetanus shot injections, snake poison kit, adrenaline kit, allergic reactions to different kinds, thick removal kit. Thick related illness can kill you. Learn how to remove thick. Like, talking about like thorns or a tick. Maybe a tick. Yeah, probably ticks. That's what he's talking about. Get in your prepper storage some reanimation kit, simple one like small oxygen cylinder, BVM mask, etc. It's not really hard to learn to use all of these. Okay, let's clear something up. Of course, you cannot use anything of this in real world unless you are certified and trained for that. EMT, nurse, physician, etc. But in shit hit the fan, nobody asks for your license. Just learn and have your storage, big part of your medical things. So to answer questions, how did I help and treat? Most of the time, very poorly. I helped some with resources that I had. I took food or something else for exchange. I was badly prepared for that. Now I am. What do I need to have? You guys get it. Did your local currency / money still hold value? Were you still able to use money to purchase items for other people? No, not really. I mean, sometimes you can use foreign money if you had to buy something, dollars or German marks. But even in the rare occasion, rate was unbelievable. For examples, one can of beans for $30 to $40. Normal value was maybe 50 cents. I guess somebody had connections with outside world, black market, so he can earn a lot of money, but it was very rare. Trade was the main thing to get something. Local currency crashed very fast in a few weeks or a month maybe. See, this is shit we've been talking about. Cosmoline and vacuum sealer bags along with glued and sealed PVC pipes. Yeah. So we actually did cover in a few different streams doing caches. If you guys would like us to do a specific stream on, I don't know if y'all can see, but that is the breaking up of all different loadouts. So, what's up, John Crump? What's up, brother? We could do a stream on a few different things. There is an excellent way to have, let me say it differently. You can bury them, and you obviously want to take a lot of different things into consideration when you do that, okay? You can also spread them out amongst different people's homes, and you want to do it in loadouts, okay? So if you ran there, you could throw on a rig, throw on a rifle, 6 mags, 1 in the gun, handgun, 4 mags, 1 in the gun, you have a kit, right? And separating loadouts based on, whatever. That's if you trust these people. I'd say family only, or Boog brothers. If you guys are like me, you probably have Boog brothers. There's a bunch of different things you can do. The other thing it's a zoo in here. The other thing you could do is very creatively do a storage unit. That's a whole nother conversation, though. I prefer not to bury mine as well. And I'd also prefer to at least increase the likelihood of keeping my firearms and allowing them to stay accessible while monitoring them and making sure that someone doesn't decide to build a freaking development on 6-year loadouts. Yeah, if you think you should bury it, you should probably be sleeping with it. Well, that's the thing. If you have 10 loadouts, right? Long gun, handgun, I have 7.3 magazines per loadout, and a backup gun, a primary knife, and a secondary knife. I don't have 10 sets of armor, so I'd take 3 sets of armor, for different applications. So you need to have different loadouts, right? You need a civvy loadout that is completely concealed, everything, concealable armor, concealable handgun, concealable magazines, concealable knife for some things, and then you may need an overt setup for another. Um, it all depends. One may need to be a throwaway kit, right? So, all right, let me get back to this. Sorry, guys. Okay. About alcohol first. You're right, but you are right in both ways. People need alcohol more in desperate times than usual, so it's kind of gambling, I guess. It is a very good item for trading. I never had problems with alcohol trading and having them problems with trading other things. Also, I'm thinking about something else. Maybe it is better to fill my storage with something less space consuming but still interesting for trade, like batteries, antibiotics, etc. Thing is, I had all that alcohol for free. I did not buy it. I don't know about this. In most of the situations, people attack me because they think they are stronger. They did not know for sure what I really had. About ammunition trade, it depends how much ammo you are going to have. Sometimes I traded ammo for food, and in a few weeks again, food for ammo. But I never do trade at my home, and never big amounts. Very few people knew how much of anything I had in my house. The point is, store as much of anything as you can store, space, money. Later during the situation, you'll see what is most popular. Correction, ammo and guns always gonna had one place for me, but who knows, maybe number two for trading gonna be, for example, masks with filters. About medical issue, I'll write in my next post, what do I have now in my medical part for storage? Defense. We're very primitive. Again, we were not prepared. We used whatever we could. Windows were broken, roofs mostly damaged from shelling. All windows were blocked with something, sandbags, rocks. Every night I blocked my yard gate with junk, rubble from the street, and I used old aluminum ladder to get over the wall. When I come back, I called somebody from the house to get me the ladder so I can move in. That's good. Kill the access points. Guy from my street barricaded his house completely. If you went outside at night, you'd use a hole that he made in one room that is connected with the neighbor's house. Dang! And go through his ruined and destroyed house out. Actually, he had a secret entrance. It may look weird to say, but most secured houses are gone first. Of course, we had some very nice houses in the neighborhood with walls, dogs, alarms, steel bars on windows, alarms, and you can guess what happened. The mob attacked those houses first. Some were defended, others were not, depending on how many guns and hands they had inside. So I think security is great, but be sure that you keep it low profile. Forget about alarm. If you live in town and shit hit the fan, you're going to need simple looking, non-interesting secured house with a lot of guns and ammunitions. Just keep it low profile and not interesting. On my apartment door now, I have a steel door for security reasons, but only to keep me through first short period of chaos. Then I'm moving out to connect with bigger group of armed people, family and friends in the country, I hope. Well, in my case, migration did not happen because it happened very fast. Other army just closed city and ring in that city in ring, and that is it. If you ask me where was that army and how we did not see them coming, the answer is simple. That army was an ally of army of my side and people. And one day we woke up and figured they are the enemy now, and they are closing on all ways out. Politics, it is true. One more side of civil war. I'm sorry, the English is kind of broken, guys. But I heard from other parts of the country and my friends who stayed in villages and the other parts of the state that they have much better situations. Countryside had land, corn, wheat, fruit trees, farms, etc. They had enough food. It was bad, but much better than the city. I know one thing. If we had some way out of the town, we would have used it. We did not have it. What was the situation with banks and stores? Oh, that's a fucking joke. I need to take a break, man. My voice is killing me. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning, the fish antibiotics. Hey, I'll take fentanyl too. What I'll tell y'all is, guys, any medication, if it's legal, any medication, stash it. Like, there's no point not to. If you're on medication, like I'm on medications that I would need if shit hit the fan. Oh shit, I didn't see this. Oh, Chris Carter, thank you, brother. I didn't even see. See, this is one of the issues is that when I'm not on the screen, I miss when you pure freaking chads throw me some super chatters. For the year, the ATF showed us what they wish they could do to us all, Chris Carter. Ain't that the GD truth? Where's it at? Why can't I put it on screen? Hold on, I'll find you. 1224. There we go. For the year, the AFT, it's hard to say it like that, showed us what they wish they could do to us all. Bro, I'll tell you right now that what they're doing with, and thank you for the super chat, by the way. What they're doing is with ghost guns is the same exact thing that they're going to do with braced pistols. It's the same exact thing they're going to do with high capacity magazines. I mean, based on what, and if John Crump is still here, tell me if I'm wrong. I'll get right back to the book, I promise. If what I'm seeing is correct, they're saying if you have a ghost gun, a home-built firearm, which has been legal since the inception of this country, that you have to now go get it serialized within like a 12-month period or something along those lines. So they're also changing the definition of what parts are firearms. So like lower, upper, all that. Grow poppies. Oh, burned up the coil. All right, let me go back. Sorry, my voice is struggling with this. Do you remember the dance craze crumping? That's too funny. About banks, loans, credit cards. Complete monetary system died for about a year, so nothing worked. It is a complex question in many ways. I'll try to answer it in some future posts. Need much more time and much more space to describe it. Even now, almost 20 years later, folks are at European courts suing banks because they don't want to admit their savings in banks. A lot of different things happened in that period. Oh yeah, they probably took all your money. They changed money, I mean monetary name, they changed it 2 to 3 times. Hyperinflation occurs, loss of paper trails about savings, loans. I remember some people use that situation to get rich. They're still rich. So I'll try to describe it in a separate post. There was a lot of problems with proving people's property after everything. For example, my father had a nice apartment, and because of the war, he had to leave it. After the war ended, he was at court for almost 4 years proving that the apartment was his. Reasons for that were different because politics at that time, but also he did not have enough paperwork to prove that the apartment was his. He did not take papers from apartment when he fled. He had more important things to care about, of course. On the other side, during the war, during the worst period, people just moved into empty houses, and that's it. I mentioned rural areas in the post. As far as I can remember, it was better there. In that period, there's not running vehicles. Actually, I remember a tank at the front of the line. And Lada Niva, check it on the web, LADANIVA, with cut off doors and roof and installed machine gun. I think it was an old M53. And those two only moved when they fired. They keep it hidden behind ruined houses. Interesting. Added technical. For let me call it civilian population, there was no moving with vehicles. Streets were mostly under rubble and unusable, and fuel was too expensive. So imagine if you could make your own fuel out of recycled plastic and trade it and sell it. Sell it, you know what I mean. Not to draw attention was a big thing about clothing. There used to be some sort of town defense. It was not like real military, mostly mixed civilian clothes with part of uniforms, different weapons, so no rules. But as soon as go into the things and try to talk about two armies, their strength, war crimes, politics, I'm not going to like it anymore because people are going to start to choose sides, and I think it is not important for us here. As I said before, there was not an organized army, but we all were like soldiers. We had to. Most of us carried a weapon and tried to protect from the enemy army and robbers. Inside the town, you did not want to look fancy because somebody will shoot you and take your good stuff. You did not want to have a fancy rifle because probably you're not going to find ammo in that caliber. And also, you're drawing attention. So let me try to put it this way. Dark cannot carry his chrome Draco if shit hit the fan. I'm just kidding. If shit hit the fan tomorrow, I will try to look like most of the other people outside, scared, desperate, confused, and I'll scream maybe. No fancy looking stuff. I'll not go out in fancy new uniform and yell, I'm here. You are finished now, looters and robbers. I'll stay low profile, heavily armed, and well prepared, waiting to see my options. Even if I have to go out with all my gear to do things, I'll go at night with my best friend or brother. Maybe sounds ridiculous, but from my experience, it works. Be very well prepared, but let nobody outside your house know or see that. No matter how good is your house security, how good is your weapon, if people see that they have good reason to rob you, they'll rob you in town when shit hit the fan. It is only a matter of time and a number of guns. Don't ever give them reason to be interested for robbing. Stay uninteresting. Now, this is my opinion. Maybe it's not working in a different situation. About robbing a grocery store and gas stations, it happened very, very fast. As soon as shooting started, all valuable things were emptied. There was vast some effort of authority to keep it together, but everything fell apart in the first weeks. Dang. We're 9 by 18, less than lethal. Man, bug in is what I've been saying for a long time. This is a flavor called POG. It's like a bunch of different like fruits, like mango, pineapple, strawberry, something like that. What's up, B3? I actually do not have any 9 by 18, and I have zero 7.62 by 25 because I don't have anything chambered in those calibers. Would I love to have a Tokarev? Absolutely. But also, um, it's challenging to carry those because they don't have any true safeties. It's easy to have a negligent discharge with those older style firearms. Not to say that you can't, because you can, you absolutely can. So for all those people that are going to reply that I'm a pussy because I don't want to carry something cocked and locked that has no transfer bar safety. Plus, there's really no reason in our geographic area to carry like a Tokarev or a Makarov. Not to say that it won't work. Carry whatever you got. I'm just saying that a 9mm Glock is going to be a more reasonable thing to have. Like if someone comes to you to trade, okay, and they're like, hey, I have a bunch of preloaded magazines. What magazines do you think they're most likely to have? I would guess 3 things: AR mags, AK mags, and 9mm Glock mags. You know? In order for me to blend, I'd have to look a lot like a hipster in my local area. Do it up, man. Get that purple hair dye, brother. Do they make an audiobook for this so you won't have to lose your voice? Not for this, but they do have an actual book. This is just an article that was on they took the post from the survivalist board. But, oh, on the forum where you described your experience of being under siege, you mentioned that you had no electricity or running water. How did you and your family handle the toilet sanitary conditions? He already answered that. We had a small yard and we dug holes for toilets. We thought it was temporary, so the holes were small, but later on we dug bigger ones because we realized this is long and the world might have forgotten us. It was not nice, but at least we did not do it in the house like many others. The whole area started to smell bad anyway. Stench from dead people is worse than a bit of poo. Um, People rotting in the streets. A lot of my readers are women, and they want to know, what did the women, children, and elderly members of your family do on a day-to-day basis during the time your city was under attack? The roles were back to 100 years ago. Before war, we were a modern society, but as soon as shit hit the fan, the women, kids, and elderly stayed mostly at home. They wanted that, no questions. Happened automatically. They did the washing, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of sick people. Just sometimes when shelling was a bit less, some women came along to gather herbs or MRE if food aid was coming that time. Not often. We always had some man protecting the home, women, children, and elderly. From all the weapons that you used, what was your preferred weapon for when you went out on the street or when you were staying at home, and why? Always had the same weapons. TT gun, so that's probably the Tokarev, some Russian gun, and AK-47. Simple choice, most ammo for these weapons. We had only a few of those, so we exchanged them among us. Did a good job, very reliable weapons. AK-47 has good stopping power, just not very good on full auto. Can make a mess out of a human. God damn. Oh, man. Yeah, you don't want to burn through too much of your ammo either. A lot of apartment preppers will probably decide to stay in their homes, and this has raised a lot of discussions on the pros and cons of staying in the city. Some people say that by staying in the city, the infrastructure will be restored first, and that those living in the countryside would be attacked by roving bandits. The other side states that those living in the countryside have greater chances of survival as they would be more self reliant and not dependent on resources from the city. Based on you and your family's experience, which would you prefer and why? This is interesting. Run. If you're lucky, yes. City might be better off, but if not, it's so much worse. Bug in for a few days until the first madness settles, then bug out. Also depends on the weather. Might stay at home in winter and risk getting robbed, murdered, instead of going out and freezing to death. Only run if you know where you are running to. Daisy Luther from The Organic Prepper also contacted Selco for an interview. We highlight a couple of the Q&As, and you can go to her site if you'd like to read the rest. She focuses on politics and the U.S. situation. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the goddamn politics. I mean, I guess it is important to see what started the war, but that's basically where it ends. Well, I'll let you guys add. My voice is going out on me. Okay, I have a Yugo M53 mount for sale. Doesn't have the periscope mount though. I'll let you guys tell me. Do you want me to read that little part right there? That's the political bullshit and what led to the war. You can give it 1 through 10, or a Y or an N or whatever. All it'll take is one hurricane this summer, and boom, WROL. Exactly. See, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're You're a doomsday prepper, zombie apocalypse. Like, dude, it's not, it could be a bad storm, okay? You could lose power for a week. Like, imagine being in the city in a highly densely populated area and being just completely overrun with people in that area that are all starving and dying from thirst. Okay, sorry, I'm going reading through. Yeah, welding is huge. A pointy stick will work in a pinch. Quiet's the way to go. Yes, quiet is the way to go. That's all I gotta say. Ow, actually hurt my fingers. And here's another thing I'll share with you. When we're talking about prepping and SHTF, you want to have as many uses for something as possible. So if you have a can like this, which is covering the cereal, if you have a can like this, then have a direct thread mount, but be able to take this off, okay, and either have an upper or uppers that you can thread that onto, okay, or have a piston system like a lid, a linear inertial decoupler, Nielsen device, whatever you want to call it, right? And then be able to switch that out from half by 28, 13.5 by 1 left-hand thread, whatever, and have a can that is rated for full auto, because you never know what gun you may trade for, grab, whatever. And also be like this 9mm can, I can run 300 blackout through it. Subs. So multi-use, have a 3-lug adapter, have, even if you don't have those guns necessarily, like, sorry, that's my little side note. Sorry, I'm missing a bunch of shit. Night Opie. Yeah, for sure. When you need a gun, you're already outnumbered and in an unfavorable position. Yes. And how do you choose to have that situation end? Girls, rock and boys, get round, round. Yeah, but a high point is aluminum. Why do you gotta pick on my 9mm high point? Do you guys actually own high points? Yeah, that's a good point. Where will you get salt? And specifically iodized salt, because iodine is an important part of your diet, and you're probably not going to be eating shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cheap prep, and you can preserve meat with it. There's so many things you can do with salt. You can clean wounds with salt. I know it's ouchy, but it cleans it. I stock a lot of salt for that reason, Tara. If you're lucky, you can get it out of the ground. Yeah. Boil seawater. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, literally, like if you are distilling salt water, you will be left with salt afterwards. It won't be iodized, but it's still, better than nothing. I have 3 5-gallon buckets of salt. Hell yeah. Yep. And don't forget how to make chicken bone syringes. Guys, I think I'm going to leave this last paragraph, man. My voice is killing me from reading all this shit. Salt for toothpaste. Yeah. Peroxide for brushing teeth, too. Peroxide is great for brushing teeth. Just think of things for normalcy, right? Morale boosters, right? Do you have what you need to, make s'mores with the kiddos? Like, do you have mac and cheese? Do you have, and I know it's something simple, right? But do you have coffee for the morning? Like, those things are paramount, man. You're not going to forget where you're at, but it will help bring a little bit of comfort to a terrible situation. Hell yeah, dollar store preps. We should have like a series on just dollar store preps alone. Because I'll tell you right now, I got these at a party store for like nothing. 6 Sterno cups, and these are like 2.5 hour, 2.25 hour. And it's methanol gel. And it's just a couple bucks. Got 6 of them. Lots of honey. Yep. Lots of honey. Chicken bone tanning beds. Ooh, see, for me, it like in a real life situation, like with rule of law, all day, Velveeta. No question. Now, for the kiddo, Blue Box Blues all day. Bacon, how many ATF officers do we have in here right now? I was watching the one we were talking about on Shellnut stream. Which one? What? You don't like come on. I mean, I am a mac and cheese guy, but like I'm a yellow box mac and cheese guy. How could you not like Velveeta? Like pure liquid chemical cheese. Like it's the best. Yes, hexamine. And if you know how to synthesize RDX from hexamine, ding 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 ding, you are a winner. And RDX was one of the most widely used explosive during World War II. And we just lost a bunch of viewers as soon as we start talking about energetics, of course. Just don't drink the methanol. I went blind and yeah, don't do that. I'm 51 years old. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to that. That looks good. I'm 51 years old, and I was talking to a friend yesterday about saying we used to say when we were kids, one of the sayings I remember is bang, bang, you're dead, 50 bullets in your head. Yeah, we used to say that too when we were a kid. Yeah, needs to be stabilized. Dang, you know your shit. But it like in a pinch, RDX is still very effective. You know? 0 dislikes? What? I have no dislikes. That's incredible. Yeah, you gotta know how to tie knots. If you don't know how to tie knots, man, short, short, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. I uh, I am going to, continue doing more things like this. Um, I would love to find somebody that actually lived through, something of the like, and review it with them. Like interview. One of the things I'd like to do is get the guy Goy that. Yeah, I'll check on Jay Z, man. He hit me up a bunch privately. Good night, Tara. Um, I'll check on him. He was going through some. So the only reason I'm saying this is because he openly said this several times. He's going through some legal things. So yeah, hopefully he's okay. Um, Happy Mother's Day to y'all. Um, Jay Z has been getting Beyonce. Are you serious, Vash? Dude, I'm so sorry, man. Oh, Gerchop, are you going to is that because you joined that Latin street gang? Yeah, Vash, man, I'm so sorry for your loss, man. That's that's tough, dude. But know that you got a community here and we all care about you. So you have a place to go. Yeah, that's right, you did. Well, that's right. It was when that's right. When your child was born was when your father passed away. Well, no, he was able to see, um, wasn't he able to see your daughter being born, I think it was? Or no, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fuck shit up and I apologize. Um, I love y'all. Stay safe, stay dangerous, and just please care about each other. Take care of your neighbors. You know, tomorrow, take care of the mothers. Take care of wifey. Take care of your mom, your grandmother. Um, Even if you're not wifed up or you don't have kids or whatever, then you know, take care of. Do something nice for a mother in your community, one of your neighbors, without being too weird. Okay, I wasn't sure. I remember you mentioning that, but yeah, and that's why, like right now, man, you see, like we're reading from this guy who lived through total destabilization and civil unrest because of a civil war, right? They took two parties of people and pinned them against each other, and they started killing each other. What do you see going on in our country right now? The complete and utter bifurcation of our country, the separation of our country with two ideologies. And depending on the power that they pull, like they have the ability to make this even more dangerous. Dude, I don't know that that's going to be it. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. Okay. But I know that we need to prepare and we need to take care of the people within our community. We need to live a life of love, care, compassion, contribution, and be the most dangerous motherfucker that like is in existence. It's a burden, but it'll change your life, man. It will completely change your life, and you will always have something to fight for. No more time for apathy. No more time for waste. No more time for, and some people already live their lives like that. So that's no judgment. I'm just saying that's my perception of having a child. So, anyway, yes, be educated. Growth and development, skills, education. I love y'all. My crink loves y'all. My scorpion loves y'all. And I'll end on this. I already did order the plum brace to put on my chrome and plum Draco AK. And I cannot wait to get that mofo here, because you know what I'm gonna do? Because it's chrome and I gotta match that ish. I'm gonna use the Brownell's Alumahide. This is the stainless steel Alumahide, which is like about as durable as like Duracoat, right? It's not the most durable, but you can cook it on. It cures it to the metal. Does a really good job. So right now the AK is chrome. It's a Draco with plum furniture, and I got some plum magazines that are crazy expensive. Go ahead and do a search on plum Circle 10 mags. There's one on Gunbroker right now, 130 rounder for $495. It's crazy because they stopped importing them in like 2001. You can't get them. Hell yeah. Thanks, Shadowrunner. I'm going to paint the attachment point. So you basically drill a hole through your receiver, and then you bolt it in. You attach the Picatinny rail, and then you put the plum side folder on there, and it looks just like the triangular stock. So, all right, I love y'all. Y'all take it easy, and just take care of yourselves, take care of your families, take care of each other, and happy Mother's Day. Be dangerous, y'all. Peace.